I'll be honest, I just don't get it. Today, a huge string of WWE releases happened, and we now know everybody that got released in order. Zeb Coulter, El Torito, Alex Riley, Hornswoggle, Cameron, Santino Marella. I was, cool with all those. I thought Alex Riley was starting to do stuff down in NXT, and he had potential to come back up. I liked this stuff with The Miz. The rest of them, I was fine with it. Santino's got his own Battle Arts Academy. He's doing his own thing. El Torito, if you've never seen him prior to WWE, he deserves to wrestle. He's one hell of a technical wrestler. Zeb Coulter, he hasn't really been managing anybody. Cameron, okay. King Barrett, the news that kind of broke from Wrestling Sheet a couple months ago that he wasn't going to resign, and that came true. He asked, they said he wasn't going to resign, and then they just dissolved his contract a couple weeks early. They came to an agreement. But the last one just caught me off guard. I don't fucking get it. I haven't been swearing as much or just, I don't know what the fuck the WWE does. I really don't. I love the WWE. I cover it for a living. I play the video games. I do all this stuff. I've never, if you go back to some of my videos from before Ms. Dow started getting over, long before that, when he was doing his gimmick where he was coming out every week and impersonating people. And I was like, guys, be patient. This is when everybody wants some guy to come in, be the fucking champion, and they don't want a slow build for anybody. Sandow trudged through shit, playing crappy characters, eventually getting himself over. He did the thing with Miz. He got super over. And, it was a slow build. And I kept saying, guys, this is probably 2 years ago, man. You have to be patient. You can't just get everything we want right away. Like coming in, AJ Styles coming in the WWE right away, and he's already got 2 main events under his belt. Like that doesn't happen with everybody. A guy like Sandow just, and I it's kind of hard because I kind of attribute this to Zack Ryder as well. If you are in the WWE and you get yourself over, you're kind of fucked. You really are. If you don't have a WWE gimmick that gets over, I mean, I put out a tweet today, and my most liked and retweeted tweet was, it blew my mind that Primo and Epico are getting repackaged for a 3rd or 4th time, but we don't have Damien Sandow anymore. That's weird. And, I get why they're repackaging Primo and Epico. They were Primo and Epico. They were Los Matadores. Now they're coming back as this Puerto Rican thing. Puerto Rico is going through a huge crisis as a country. WWE is trying to stay relevant. I wouldn't be surprised if the McMahons own some of the hedge funds that are killing Puerto Rico and killing the country, to be honest with you. But something happens when you get over. Now, for all we know, as over as Mizdow was, maybe people weren't buying the merchandise. Maybe he wasn't over with the company as much. Maybe the company resented the fact that he got himself over. Maybe none of that's true, and they loved every bit of it, and they were happy for him. He ran his part. Maybe we're in the day and age where you get one big run. Maybe you get one big, you're over with the fans. Daniel Bryan got over for like 8 months. He eventually got injured, and then, he had the IC title run, they got injured, then he retired. That one really big run. I mean, 2 if you consider the hugging thing, Dr. Shelby, all that. But maybe we're at this time where guys like Sandow, they're only going to get one shot, and they better enjoy it while they have it. You got guys like Roman Reigns. You have everybody coming in now. The new signings, you got to make room. I mean, all the other releases, like I said, I had no problem with. But something about Sandow just stood out to me. It sucks Wade Barrett's gone because he had a lot of potential too. I think injuries kind of derailed him. He is a 5-time IC champion. The only WWE shirt I've ever bought 2 of was the core shirt. I just liked it at the time. I don't know why. But I own 2 core shirts. So that goes to show that I was a fan of Wade Barrett. I thought some other people were going to get released today. I wasn't necessarily expecting this list whatsoever. Let's just say off the top of your head, they make anywhere from $75,000 to $150,000. They cleared off all of these people now. They now have saved, anywhere from $500,000, $800,000. Now they can just give it to Roman Reigns for being the guy. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But when it comes to Damien Sandow, guys, I think as well as I do, it's trending worldwide. Bring Sandow back, and we want Sandow and Sandow himself. I think WWE is at a point where, like I just talked about, that you're going to get one shot. And if you get yourself over, that's what they want. They want a guy to go out there and become the next big thing. But then when he does, if it wasn't their idea, well, You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be super precise with this video and talk about it, but I'm just sitting here, my mind's racing. I'm like, how do you mess up something so bad as Sandow? How? I mean, my last memories of Sandow are going to be Sandow coming out for a squash match with Baron Corbin, but it gets stopped. And then him getting squashed on SmackDown anyway. You know what I mean? Unless you go back on the WWE Network for $9.99. Now, they could do something where everybody released. Maybe they look at social media and they look at overwhelming demand. They're like, okay, the crowd went nuts for Sandow. Let's bring Sandow back in the whole McMahon family war thing. Shane re-signs Damien Sandow, who do a huge pop. I tweeted about this. I said, if Shane McMahon brings him back, he'll get hugely over. The crowd will love him. Like, the huge mistake was made on Friday. It looks like some talent got released. And one of them the fans loved. And then he brings him back. And then the Authority tries to bury him. Like, Stephanie is like, no, or, something. And he gets more over. They could do that. I don't think they will. I hope they do. I really do want Sandow in the company. I want him to get an opportunity, but at the same time, if WWE is not going to use him right, I will say this, and it took a while today to kind of comprehend this. Maybe this is the best thing ever for Damien Sandow, because Derek Bateman did shit in WWE and NXT. He went over to TNA, and I don't care if you do not watch TNA. If you're one of the people that you think TNA sucks because you watched it 4 years ago when they were on Spike TV, and they're just shit because of Hogan and Bischoff, you haven't watched it. You just haven't. They've done good. Okay television. EC3 is a fucking superstar. And I tweeted out today, I'm like, you could have Damien Sandow be his cousin. You could throw him in there. He's educated, he's smart, he's well-spoken. Just like EC3 acts like he is with Dixie Carter. You could definitely have some sort of Damien Carter thing. He would fit in great. ROH, like I said, we haven't got to see too much of his wrestling because of the roles he's been put into, even the ones that get him over. So is he going to do good in ROH or New Japan? I don't know. I think that the New Japan pro crowd would go crazy for the mocking stunts. I think that'd be huge. And I'd probably have to buy New Japan World. I just think WWE fucked up here. 100%. I think releasing Damien Sandow is probably the best thing for him, so he can go on, do better stuff, stop being nothing to a company that he got so over with. I mean, the pops he was getting, the reactions he was getting, maybe it was being paired with a fucking Miz. Maybe he wasn't selling merch, he wasn't moving stuff because they had some of the ugliest t-shirt designs in the world because he's with the Miz. Maybe it's Miz's fault. I mean, it looks like everybody that Miz has ever been with gets released. Morrison, you have Damien Sandow, Daniel Bryan's retired, he's gone. I mean, it seems like if you're working with The Miz, you're screwed. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what WWE's thinking here. Hopefully it's some sort of a work and they bring him back, and if not, there is a silver lining. The WWE does have a bright future with all these talents coming up. Nakamura, I think they make more money than Sandow in the long run. I think it's a good thing in the long run for the company. But when you have so many fans cheering for him, he could have got even more over. He could have sold more merch. He could have done all this, and you just dropped the fucking ball. I don't know. That's my thoughts on this. This is just, I'm going to wait and see how it plays out. Like I said, if you don't watch TNA, I hope he signs with TNA and goes on to bigger and better things. I hope he signs on with ROH, New Japan, something. Anything but Jeff Jarrett's fucking Global Force Wrestling and selling his fake gold bars that he does, I would be happy. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Damien Sandow getting released and the rest of them. Like I said, El Torito, one hell of a wrestler. I think it'll be great for him to be back on the indie scene. If you've never seen his stuff, go watch it. The WLC match will live in history as probably one of the greatest pre-show matches of all time. So until next time, guys, thank you very much, and we will see you all later.